Okay, you guys ready?
Ah, what an incredible vacation. I wish it could last forever. An enticing lure will always be reliable. You really have no tact.
Afternoon Soak
Landy wins the
Flan.
grand prize in Policia Shopping District and lands tickets to a vacation getaway. Flan is over the moon by Landy's invitation to spend a vacation together, but her excitement quickly fades when she finds out that Kana and Laika will be joining them as well. However, her disappointment at not being able to spend precious alone time with Landy didn't last long, as her mood was quickly comforted upon spotting Landy relaxing in the hot springs.
Damn,
It
calm
seems
down,
Flan
Flan.
ended up discovering her own way to enjoy the trip. After
Okay, what do we got? A Gemini Ranger. Gemini Ranger. Briar? Briar's a Gemini Ranger, right? Yeah, so she has Briar Witch's Serious stats. So you could build her fast.
Afternoon Soak Flan is a 5-star Fire Elemental Ranger. She has high attack and effectiveness, and can increase her attack further through her imprint concentration. Skill 3.
Skill 3. Attacks the enemy, singular, so it's a single target S3 with a defense break. And increases combat range to the allies by 20%, so she can defense break and be a bridge. You can build Briar pretty fast, but I don't know if she can be open or fast. And if you sober and ignore ZR, so you got a guaranteed defense break into a CR push. Successful attack always results in a crit, so you don't need... So she's going to be pretty easy to build on damage. Okay, interesting.
In the palm of my hand. Attacks the enemy, decreasing defense for 2 turns, and increases combat readiness of all allies by 20%. A successful attack always results in a critical hit. When 10 soul is consumed, ignores effect resistance.
Okay, I'm still on vacation. So she starts the battle. At the start of the battle, not just her turn. Start of the battle, she gets 3 focus right out of the gate. And she gets 50% evasion, and as long as she has focus, she gets 100% evasion. Holy shit. No more BS evasion units who just don't evade and die anyway. She actually has 100% evasion. This is our first 100% evasion unit. That's madness. After an ally uses a basic skill, consumes 1 focus, triggers dual attack. So your allies you got to be careful with your allies that you don't consume all of her focus and then she loses her evasion and can die again. That's kind of cool, right? Little interaction with the other units that you got to decide when to and when not to use extra attacks to get the dual attack, draining the focus. If you go too far, you expose her through her evasion. Oh, and nice. And she increases the combat radius of her caster by 15%, so she doesn't technically need speed. You don't have to build her fast. You can have your opener S1 triggering the dual attack using 1 of her 3 focus, CR pushing her up by 15%, and then she can use her S3 and bridge the rest of the team. This is a very solid aggro unit. So far, just in 2 skills, they've given aggro everything they need. They've given a self-CR pushing bridge unit who does things not on her own turn, who can't be killed.
Another unit that can ignore effect resistance. So why are we building gear for effect resistance units when it can just be ignored again?
I've told you guys 1,000 times. Effect resistance is a made-up stat. It was made up by turn 2 players to scare cleavers, and it doesn't technically exist. But for real though, ignore ER, it's a single target attack. So it's really not that big of a deal that it ignores ER. Most single target attacks are 10 souls, and it doesn't have any kind of a strip baked into it. So immunity stops it. It's an attack-based skill, so you can't... Evasion stops it. Her being blind stops it. This one isn't that... Well, it doesn't stop it, but reduces your chance to stick it. I think the ignore ER on this is perfectly reasonable for 10 souls. Oh, wait. It's 25%. This doesn't show these. Holy crap, can she bridge? Can she self-bridge? So she self-bridges off of your opener as long as you S1 with your opener. So we're going to see things like...
S1 with Zeo, with Flan against a 0-speed Harsetti, you can push her up, and S3, and push the whole team up. And you go first with all your units.
Exactly. So you're going to be able to do that, or when Arsetti's not in play, you're going to be able to S3, S1 with things like Knockwall. But what's Harsetti going to do to her if you don't have Zeo, though? That's a whole ass other question. Let's check the rest of the skills.
Skill 2. I'm still on vacation. At the start of the first battle, gains 3 focus. Increases evasion by 50%, and when focus is 1 or higher, increases evasion by an additional 50%. After an ally uses a basic skill, consumes 1 focus, triggering a dual attack, and increases combat readiness of the caster by up to 25%. When a
I know I'm circling back around to it, but I love that they're putting these double-edged sword mechanics into the game, right? That when an ally does things, it's going to take away her focus, but trigger her doing these things. But if you take away too much focus, she loses her evasion and becomes vulnerable. I think that's pretty sick that they're adding that kind of interaction into the game. Conqueror Lilius. Yeah, because Conqueror Lilius will trigger a dual attack from her instead of a random person. Because her S1 triggering a dual attack, so even though Lilius says she dual attacks randomly, since this triggers a dual attack, since it's baked into the skill, this will take dominance over dual attacking with anyone else, so it'll always be with Flan.
skill that triggers a random dual attack is used. Afternoon Soak Flan will prioritize participating in the dual attack.
Yeah, right there. Flan will prioritize participating in the dual attack. So in other words, even if somebody else procced a dual attack, that one will be ignored. Flan's going to get it. That's a great pose, Flan.
Skill 1. Do not disturb.
Okay, this is our S1 skill. 30% chance to stun. Okay, it's single target, but it's got baked in Abyssal Crown on a ranger. Nice. A successful attack always results in a crit. You don't have to put any crit chance on this unit. Any crit chance at all. When used on the caster's turn, uses It's a Whopper instead of Do Not Disturb. Changes it to an AoE attack, gains focus. Which is good, right? She will, when she takes a turn, she will gain focus, so she'll always have that 100% evasion after her turn is over, as long as you don't rob it from her with other units. A successful attack always results in a crit. Skill does not trigger a dual attack or a counter attack. She can't be countered on her own turn, guys. Holy crap. Now, when used on caster's turn, uses It's a Whopper instead of Do Not Disturb. So on her turn, she does not have an AoE stun, right? That's how I'm reading this. She only has the single target stun when it's not her turn, when she's dual attacking. But man, when she dual attacks though, when people S1 and pull her, she's gonna have a 30% chance to stun on top of what she's doing.
Attacks the enemy with a gun, with up to a 40% chance to...
I'm sorry, did I say it was a built-in Abyssal Crown? It's built-in Abyssal Crown with 10% extra chance. It's a 40% stun. 40 freaking percent stun.
Stun for 1 turn. A successful attack always results in a critical hit. When used on the caster's turn, uses It's a Whopper instead of Do Not Disturb. When It's a Whopper is used, attacks all enemies and gains 1 focus.
How's this
A
damage?
successful attack always results in a critical hit. This skill...
Ooh. That's kind of stinky, guys. 6k damage to a BBK, 2k damage to Death Dealer Ray. I know Arius is funneling a lot into the, Hey, Sparky, thanks for the biddies, man. I appreciate it. I know Arius is funneling a lot into that Ilanov, but that damage does not seem to be good.
To go with her.
skill does not trigger a dual attack or counter attack. After
Dreamlike Holiday. Increases critical hit damage by 15 to 30%. Okay, and because people are going to ask it, This does not increase crit damage via a buff. This directly increases crit damage, so this will exceed the crit damage cap. You could theoretically go to 380 crit damage with this artifact. If the caster attacks when it's not their turn, has a 50% chance to increase the attack of the caster. So when she dual attacks not on her turn, so like when one of your units S1s and pulls her, she'll give herself an attack buff. That's pretty solid.
Afternoon Soak Flan's artifact, Dreamlike.
So,
A
Benny
hair
Maru's
accessory
Tachi that
land
procs
Flan
off
as a
turn.
gift. Feeling deeply touched, Flan.
Would anybody use this other than Flan? Does anybody else that's a ranger attack when it's not their turn? Fenris? Yeah, but who the heck uses Fenris? Seaside Bologna? Yeah, if you're playing... You know, this artifact would be really good if you have a time machine, want to go back to 2020 and play Seaside Bologna. Sure, sure. Biblis, for all of the insanely high DPS Biblises out there, maybe, maybe. I don't know. Maybe get 2 to be future-proof, but this is such a whale-based artifact with 75% chance at plus 15, 100% chance at plus 30. I think you just get 1 and focus it. Yeah, I don't know. It looks like a really good artifact for her. I'm just not sure it's going to be that useful anywhere else.
Wore it throughout the entire vacation. Increases critical hit damage by up to 30%. Chance to increase attack of the caster for 1 turn before attacking. Can only be activated once per turn.
An enticing lure will always be reliable.
A tourist from Policia enjoying her vacation.
She's got a freaking
Players will be
Landy
able to
plushie.
Afternoon Soak Flan through the limited summon starting October 17th. Thank you.
You know who I am.
Okay, so this is where you could S3 and S1 to push up Flan and bridge with her, right?
Don't you? To encounter me
She's got the 3 focus.
is to meet your demise. What a hassle this is. Won't you assist me?
Yep, so S1 to
You
bridge.
better stand down. I'll do whatever I have to. For a better tomorrow.
Oh, Veronica's clever, because Veronica S1s to pop the bombs, which CR pushes her, so she gets a turn. She cut all of those CR pushes on Ilanov.
Will always be reliable.
That S3 only did 8k damage. Again, through Arius, but the S3 doesn't hit hard. The dual attack, though. Let's look at the dual attack. Okay, it's a defense break, it's a bomb.
There's no way around it. Cover me. Fight.
It's only 1697. 19,479. So she did about 17k damage. She's attack buffed into a defense break, though. Wonder how much damage she do not into a defense break. Have to math it, but that's still good. Given it's into a Dragon King Shroon. They aren't the tankiest things in the world, but Arius is in play. So it looks like all of her damage is wrapped up in her dual attack. Her regular S1 is not it, her S3 is not it, but she hits pretty hard, especially into defense break.
Vacation.
Because this is terrible.
Enticing lure
Into a DDR, this is terrible.
will always be reliable.
But she's loaded with defense breaks, and the defense breaks are going to let you enable a lot as an aggro
Over
unit.
here.
Okay, so there was without a defense break. And Ilanovs are pretty tanky. So 500. So about 8k. That's pretty good damage into an Ilanov. Ilanovs typically have minimum 1,1500 defense. I mean, it's good, right? It's good that she's not like a ML Ludwig level damage unit. She brings really good damage to the team, but mostly she's going to enable the rest of your team. She's got the CR pushing for your team every time she S1s. She's got defense breaks, which are going to enable you to kill things. She's a complete evasion unit, so she's hard to kill. She's definitely an aggro unit. What if you play her with Harsetti? And then her first turn, after Harsetti resets everybody, the first unit that goes just S1s, which has her push the entire team up so that you always get to go second. What? Oh, I know the build. I'm putting her on rage set. I'm running her base speed rage set with Harsetti. Base speed rage set with a 200 effectiveness Harsetti. Then we'll see some numbers. Oh, I might have to get 2 of her to build a fast one and a slow one. I hate that Harsetti is forcing us to build 2 of every unit. Oh my god. This is cool. This is a fun unit. This is the first time I've been really genuinely excited for a unit in a long time because she looks like she's going to bring so much to the game. Whether you're a slow player, a Harsetti player, an aggro player, I don't know how well she could slot into a tank down, but she definitely helps fix a lot of the tempo issues we have. I'm looking forward to this unit, guys. I'm looking forward to this unit a lot. I hope you guys are too. October 17th it is. So the day Gala goes away, Flan comes out, and we get back-to-back limiteds.